We all dodged the weather bullet.
Yeah, obviously the weather has been a major factor here at the meet so far. The first 2 days were tough. It's been hit or miss since. We kind of got grazed yesterday, but it could have been a lot worse. I think we're going to make it through today. I'll make that prediction right now.
That's terrific. Josh, again, welcome to the show, and we'd like to give you an opportunity to talk a little bit about yourself, Karakoram Racing, the horses that you have that you think will be starting coming up during the meet, and what you're trying to accomplish for the folks in the partnership.
Well, it's great to be back in Saratoga, obviously. It's the August place to be, and it's great to be with you, Tom, and you, Nick. Karakoram is a commercial partnership company, and our main goal is to give the racing fan the experience of owning, racing, and winning at the New York Racing Association tracks. We go out of our way to make sure our clients get to have a real competitive and winning experience owning shares of racehorses with us. We have a couple of different programs, and so we have an entry-level program that you see advertised all the time on TV here for $499, and that program really makes it possible for virtually anybody to get at least a small piece of a racehorse and get started in supporting the game and supporting the culture.
Let me just interrupt. One of the things that folks I think don't realize is that the full perks come regardless of the percentage of ownership. Am I correct?
Well, no, that's not correct.
Track? No?
No, you need to get all the parking privileges and so forth. We need you to have at least a 3% ownership of a racehorse, which is 6 shares in the limited partnership, or we have a co-ownership where you can buy a minimum of 3%.
Okay, well,
and we'll get you licensed by the state of the New York State Racing and Wagering Board, and you'll get your free credentials from the New York Racing Association, including a parking sticker for up to 2 cars. That would include spouse, family members. It's a nice program, and it gives you the ability to go to the backstretch in the morning if you can get up, visit the animals, get to know the trainers a little bit, talk to the exercise riders and grooms, watch the horses breeze.
I guess my point, and I'm glad you clarified it for me, but a 3% owner, that's not that much to get the full perks.
Oh, absolutely not.
To get you in the game and get you growing.
Absolutely. A substantial number of our clients get at least that much, but we're perfectly pleased to have people who can only afford 1 or 2 shares of a racehorse, and we're proud to have them on our team, and they're very important to us. Everybody that's a client is a supporter of the sport of racing. I mean, I see the sport of racing as part of a cultural experience. It's not just a sport, it's not just a gambling venue, it's not just entertainment, it's something much more. Look at what we're surrounded by. Not only the natural beauty, but look, you go out the door and there's the Saratoga Performing Arts Center. We have wonderful restaurants. There's one right here in view with a wonderful collection of one of my favorite beverages, adult type. And you have theater and dance in the Berkshires, and you have Vermont close by and Lake George up north. It's just a wonderful area of a variety of activities. And what is the central focus for this whole area? It's Saratoga Racecourse and horse racing, and without it, none of this would be as dynamic. And I think that one of the things that I personally believe is that it's important to support horse racing. I think horse racing is a wonderful experience, a wonderful activity. I think handicapping is a wonderful activity. I don't see it as something for some kind of degenerates. It's a wonderful mental exercise, and I'm a big supporter of it. And I feel that owning racehorses is the only way this sport is going to really stay in any kind of meaningful way in the United States, owned by American people. And I think the future of racing is partnerships, and whether you get involved with my company or somebody else or do it on your own is not really the issue. The issue is just to get involved in owning a piece of a racehorse, as well as coming to the track and putting in a couple of bets and helping us raise the handle.
Who you have training for you now? And
well, our main trainer is Jeff Odens, and he trains about 23 horses right now. Then Linda Rice has 2 horses right now, and Jimmy Jerkins has a horse and is getting 1 or 2 more. and then upstate in Finger Lakes, because ultimately
Sure.
all horses are going to either retire or go to Finger Lakes, it seems. He trains there and takes horses out to Mountaineer Park and Presque Isle Downs as well. And occasionally we've had a run in Philadelphia Park, and Jane Vader's trained for us down there. And there's always people that are available to us, but our yearling trainer and the man who picks out all of the horses for us is Pat Hopple, who's married to Linda Rice's cousin Tori. So he's cousin Pat, and so that's where this whole experience begins, and he's kind of one of the real key players at Karakoram.
Now, you've said you got at least one who's going to get a run. I think you said Karakoram Starlet?
No.
I'm sorry, that's right. I'm sorry.
Starlet is, for those who don't know, is down at Adena Springs in Kentucky. She belongs to Frank Stronach at this point, and she has a date in February with either Go Sapper or Awesome Again. They're very excited about her. She's doing well. The tendon is healing up, and they're looking forward to her as a skip-away filly. They really love the way that nicks with those two colts that they have, those two stallions. So that's very exciting, of course. But up here at Saratoga this summer, we're all waiting for Karakoram Electra's next race. Karakoram Electra is a horse with a lot of history and a couple of screws in her leg, and she's got a heart the size of a champion. She's just unbelievable. If she sees that horse in front of her and she's within striking distance, that horse is dead meat. She's going to run her down in the stretch. So she's a marvelous horse, and we're looking forward to her next race.
And I think you said Linda's got a 2-year-old for you?
Yes, we have a very promising 2-year-old colt by Muta Kadim, and he's out of a dam named Summerfest, who's been extremely productive. Her biggest star was Beautiful Bets, an alphabet soup filly who was a stakes winner and stakes placed. Set a new track record, I believe it was at Turfway Park. And she also is the dam of City Fest, who is trained by John Hurtler, as well as City Fiesta, a full sister. Those horses have been fairly productive, but the breeders felt that we got the best one.
Okay. Last thing, Josh, you said you were talking about handicapping before. You said you looked at 4-Star Dave and you had an opinion in the first race. So, you know, we're always looking for someone who's going to help our audience get 4-1. So why don't you talk briefly about the first race and then how you saw the 4-Star Dave?
The first race, I looked at that race, and I think that the public is going to lean towards the one horse. I think the name is Diverse.
Diverse, yeah.
Yep.
And I kind of have settled on Impressionism as the horse that I really, really like in the race.
That's the 2-horse.
The 2-horse. Johnny Velasquez riding for Stuart Janney and Shug McGahee. The horse has a pretty forward-moving line, has a good number to go back to in the 2-year-old season. I think she'll be ready to run the good race. The Diverse ran a lifetime best in her last start, and my opinion is that fillies are more likely to react off of that in a race coming right up, especially when it's less than 6 weeks.
And a quick pick in the 4-Star Dave.
I love Warmonger.
The 2.
I love Warmonger in that race. This race is a very difficult race to analyze because it's a turf race that's loaded with early speed horses. The strongest number power horse is Cosmonaut. He's parked out there in post 10, I believe.
Yep.
And I don't think that that's helpful. That there's a couple of other strong horses. Thorn.